Hey everyone, how are you all doing today? So do you all remember the Vader comics that we got by Charles Soule? I really enjoyed his writing with Lord Momin and where he took the entire comic, paying lots of visits to the prequels and even alluding to the fact that Palpatine made Anakin from the very start. Now I'm just going to put in a little clip from that scene, so enjoy. Where Sidious appears behind her, manipulating her stomach as he says, "Unnatural." And someone, or perhaps him again, says, "The Chosen One." I'll upload a video after this going more into detail about this moment, but what I think is really happening here in essence is that Sidious actually created Anakin, and now it's kind of confirmed in canon. And this was something that was put into the original Revenge of the Sith script, however George cut it out in the final edit. So with that, we're now going to be getting a comic series between episodes 5 and 6 coming out January 2020. This takes place right after Luke lost his hand to his father, and basically where the movie ends. Here are 3 images that we got, or actually 3 pages, from the first issue of the comic. There is about a year's time between episode 5 and 6, and this is where Luke constructs his green lightsaber, becomes a confident Jedi Knight, and learns to excel his training in the Force. Here's what Charles Soule had to say about the upcoming series. As announced at New York Comic-Con in January 2020, Jesus says, and I relaunch Marvel's Star Wars comic with a new #1. I hope I didn't butcher Jesus' name. The story begins just after Empire Strikes Back, first 3 pages below. Chop, taking Luke Skywalker from here to the confident warrior we see in Return of the Jedi? Yes, please. Now, I like Charles's writing because, well, he's just good, and he makes some good stories, and he pays a lot of homage and respect to the characters, which is always great to see, and he's very passionate about it. Now, I really like Charles's writing because he seems like a very passionate Star Wars fan. He's not just, doing it as a gig or something like that. He actually really cares, I think. And you can see that with his stories and how he pays homage to different characters from prequels and originals. And, well, we haven't seen sequels yet, obviously, because it doesn't fit in the story. But he could even do that. Maybe he'll, Vader will get a flash forward of Kylo or something. Who knows? So in this comic, I hope we'll see more about Vader, his battles with Anakin inside himself, how the second Death Star was being created, and, of course, more about Luke. I know he puts his green lightsaber together, however, I'd love a canon explanation as to how he does it. We actually have a deleted scene from the Return of the Jedi that wasn't in the final cut of the film, but it's still pretty cool to see. So now that we're going to be getting some in canon, I'm very excited for it. Now, in one of my favorite Vader canon comics that was made, I covered the fact that Vader actually broke the green crystal by pouring all of his hate and suffering into it. Here's another clip if you haven't seen it.
This is all there is.
Throwing all of his hatred, betrayal, fear, sorrow, and everything broken within the boy who dreamed of becoming a Jedi. As lightning crackled from the fiery skies above and lava swirled around him like the pain within his black soul, he let out a scream as if he were being born 1,000 times. I know he puts his green lightsaber together, however, I'd love a canon explanation as to how he does it, because as Qui-Gon being one of my favorite characters after Anakin, or actually even tied with him, I think it would change how I look at the story now forever, knowing that he used Qui-Gon's crystal to fight Vader, when Qui-Gon was the one who started Anakin's journey. It would just kind of make things go full circle and make it a little poetic. It's like poetry, it rhymes. I can't wait for this comic coming out in January 2020. I really miss covering these amazing comics from Marvel and Lucasfilm, and of course the old Dark Horse ones from the old times. So if you haven't seen my comics playlist, go check it out. I've organized everything in hierarchical order for you, so you'll be entertained. Hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and I hope you're as excited as I am for this upcoming comic series. Have an awesome rest of your day, everyone. Until the next episode, remember, the Force will be with you, always.